this is a lot to digest for me.
Right.
So just so everybody knows, Tyler texted me yesterday, Chip Kelly, Raider OC.
Hmm?
No way. Nuh-uh. And I'm Googling and I don't see anything. And I'm like, is Schefter reporting it? And then boom, he slaps me with that. ESPN. And my initial response was brilliant offensive mind. Like brilliant play caller, designer, but I know the history of Philadelphia and the 49ers. Not a very good head coach. Not a very good head coach.
Oh, the odds of him coaching in the NFL for only our three teams, it's about 1 in just under 30,000.
Insane.
Just the odds of that happening. Like it could have been any other team and that doesn't happen. But yeah.
That caught me off guard that, all three teams, that caught me off guard. But he then goes to UCLA. He then leaves because they weren't very good, but also like, recruiting stuff changed. And he was very upset about this NIL stuff. So he takes the 1-year deal. He goes down to Ohio. They win the national championship. And if you look at the Ohio State Buckeyes, like he put that quarterback back together. He put that offense back together and they won the national championship. They finished in, I believe it was top 6 in the nation in points and top 3, I think, in yards per play. So the man can coach offense. I would say in his past, it was maybe a little bit too ahead of its time. You see the RPO, you see what Philadelphia is doing now. A lot of this stuff came from that era of football. I'm not going to credit Chip Kelly with all of it. I'm just saying from his days in Oregon to these teams, it was a fast pace. It was a quarterback who can run around. It was a quarterback who can pitch it. It was a quarterback who could throw it. It was all kinds of movement, a lot of things on offense. And he didn't lose anything when he went to Ohio. This hire makes me a lot more comfortable if the Raiders bring in a young quarterback. I have been on the record that I would not take any of these quarterbacks in the first round, and I still stand by that. However, if they were to take a Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward in the first round, I wouldn't take him at 6, but if somehow that's how it worked out, Chip Kelly running an offense designed around a quarterback like that, I don't know, man. I could see that offense working. Just the offense. He's not in charge of running the whole team.
Right.
And Pete Carroll is not giving him whatever you want, coach, whatever you want, Chip. Like, there's going to be some control. There's going to be some restraints. There's going to, Pete Carroll is the boss. So I actually really like the hire. You stabilize the defense by retaining Patrick Graham. That was a huge move. You keep Rob Leonard, the defensive line coach, who among coaching circles is going to be a name to keep an eye on as a future defensive coordinator. The Raiders denied permission from other teams from interviewing him. You also bring Washington's offensive coordinator out of college, Pete Carroll's son, who put together a pretty decent offense in Washington. I like what they're doing with the coaches. I like that they're doing exactly what Pete Carroll said he was going to do. He was going to retain some guys. He was going to bring in guys that he's worked with in the past, and he's going to bring in guys that he hasn't worked with, and he's going to build this program. I'm a believer. I like the hires. They're not winning the offseason, but they're definitely not losing. You can't win the Super Bowl in the offseason, but you can lose it. And I don't think they're losing right now. Where in the years past, it kind of feels like, even though we were on board with AP,
it's like you in the past you would step on your balls trying to leave the blocks at the starting line or whatever. Yeah. But
it doesn't feel like that right now. It feels like there's a plan, there's a vision, there's a track. I like it.
I just like to think that it's just the old NFC trying to team up like the Avengers to go after Harbaugh again.
Dude, it's in my notes. It's in my notes. I just didn't even get to it. I wanted to let you guys speak a little bit. I've been hogging it all already.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Dude, Chip Kelly was the coach of the Oregon Ducks. Pete Carroll at USC and Jim Harbaugh at Stanford. That was must-watch. Every one of those games back in the day was must-watch college football. And that was when the Pac-12, Pac-10 was a thing. That's no longer a thing. It's only the two. We might get it back. I don't know. It's still undecided. But the excitement of Pete Carroll going up against Jim Harbaugh was exciting enough. Then you throw in Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator. It's just insane. And then you throw in Andy Reid is going for his third straight Super Bowl. And then you got Sean Payton, who's also a Super Bowl winner. All three teams, other than the Raiders, have made the playoffs. Jim Harbaugh's the only one without a Super Bowl. Well, I guess Andy Reid didn't win a national championship, but the coaches to do it twice. It's just the AFC West is the wild, wild west, dude. With the head coaches, with what's going on, the teams in the Super Bowl, they all made the playoffs. The Raiders are rebuilding. They got Tom Brady. It's bonkers. It is bonkers.
Well, I think the only saving grace with Chip Kelly being there with your team is that he is your OC and not your head coach. So
thank God.
I mean, they'll obviously be in the market for a wide receiver. How about Cooper Kupp? He's available. He's on the block now as of today.
Dude, if McMillan falls to 6, I've been going back and studying my college football. Dude, if McMillan is there at 6, I'm done. That's it. I'm taking him.
Right on.
I'm taking McMillan. That dude.
Did you have a quarterback in your second round that you were looking at? I think you had texted.
I was texting you guys. I would think Jackson Dart in the second round would be
okay.
Would be a target. And if you got McMillan and then you get Jackson Dart in the second round, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if it's going to work out, but I like the odds.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, there's his hype is getting more and more. Just so everyone knows, Jackson Dart is a quarterback out of Ole Miss, baby. So no, man, he's showing to be a little bit more in his pro days here to be a little bit more accurate than people thought. Of course, always decision making is something to be questioned, and that was one of his biggest question marks, and still kind of is. So, but hey, I'm not mad at that pick at all. I really am not.
Okay. No, I really like the hire for just the offensive coordinator. I would be not feeling this. I would not feel very excited if, God forbid, something happened to Pete Carroll, then Chip Kelly was the head coach. I would not be very excited. I think I would be more excited for Patrick Graham to get the promotion to head coach. So I'm not on the train of Kelly as the successor in 3 years or however that scenario plays out. I'm not in that camp. In the camp of put together an offense for me, I'm good with that camp. It was that I thought it was Darrell Bevel, guys. I thought it was going to be Darrell Bevel. I was writing a script for the new Raider video, and I was getting ready to talk to Tim about it. And then you guys start texting me about Chip Kelly. I thought it was going to be
that script
Bevel.
In the trash, baby.
I thought it was going to be Darrell Bevel, dude. And I'm going back. I'm looking at my script. Yeah, there was some major convincing of myself that it was going to work out. So I think with Darrell Bevel, where I was at with the Darrell Bevel hire was I had zero excitement. I was like, oh, cool. And then I had to go and look at the stats. And they did put together some offenses that were really good, but they also had like an amazing defense, like an all-time great defense that was creating a lot of turnovers, a lot of 3 and outs for opposition. So like the Seahawk offense, even though they were led by Russell Wilson and his record over 10 years is amazing. His numbers over that 10-year span is amazing with Seattle, but it still did not. Oh crap, we got Darrell Bevel. I'm super juiced. I was not excited for Darrell Bevel.